Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to our live coverage here of ECS in the EU portion, in which you'll see Mousesports up against Astralis, who will be hungry to make amends for yesterday's performance. I'm Edis. Joining alongside me is the devilishly handsome Launders.
Calm down, Edis. Calm down.
I can't wait around you, babe.
Save it for after the stream. And we've got a heated matchup, Mousesports and Astralis. Yesterday, Astralis did very poorly. They ended up playing Envious, who are a team who have had struggles, but are starting to find form. So there was a little bit of maybe, who knows whether or not it's Astralis playing badly or Envious playing well. But there was definitely a little bit of both. But, you know, we had Kenny S on form. We had a Happy feeling comfortable in his role. We had Sixer stepping up. And now in Astralis, just everything going wrong. So here, there's a new day. We got a new map. We got Mirage, which is not an easy map because of how big it is, but maybe a map that they'll just feel more comfortable on because Nuke is kind of foreign to almost everyone in the world. But still a new beast. And then they're going up against Mousesports, who have loWel, who is apparently the best player ever.
Well, statistically, he's right up there, right? After the last couple of events, he's looking pretty solid.
Yeah, like his first LAN event ever finished with like a 1.39 rating or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Unbelievable stat line, though.
Pretty nuts, so he'll definitely be one to watch out for. I agree as well. Mirage, certainly difficult in terms of a team that doesn't have much tactics, but I feel like Nuke is a different level in that way. And obviously, Glaive coming through, I think he landed like 4 or 5 frags on Nuke. It was kind of rough to watch. It wasn't the greatest performance by any stretch, but he does have another chance now to bounce back, as Astralis will be starting on the CT side. So all things considered, they do have a chance to start things off right. And of course, NiKo back to the Deagle in pistol rounds. I love this.
I know, he is actually really beast with it, and it's not one of the guns that you think, I mean, you're spending $700, so you're forfeiting any armor. And yeah, you can kill someone in 2 hits, but sometimes it's hard to get either of those shots in.
Denis is going to be charging straight through with chrisJ taking some damage, but dupreeh's going to get one frag before being traded up. Denis with the last bullet lands onto Zipex and will trade across to the USP. And this is where the lack of defuse kit for Astralis coming into this round could really come back to bite them hard. Device is going to land the first, but Denis answers back with a picked up USP. 2 players exceptionally low, but NiKo still on 100% as he's moving his way in towards the B-App side. There may be no one left on the site to join him, as everyone has died, but this is the issue now for Device. It's a one-on-one. He's tickled the bomb. He's going to drop NiKo into the open, and it could be a case. The next shot wins it, and Device lands it for his 4K in the round. He's got enough time as well. Astralis will take the first round, but man, oh man, was that close.
Yeah, and you know what? Device had him dead to rights there. I mean, that was a really, really intelligent play just because of where the bomb was planted. There was no way to see whether or not Device was defusing from the second window. He had to come all the way out, and so moving over to Van, you're shooting someone on the side of the head. And for them to expect to have to clear that first, it might be a little bit of a liability, because if it's a 5-second defuse, then, you know, do you have time to just to check every angle? And yeah, amazing 4K, 1v3, I want to say. I mean, he probably got one of those kills while someone was alive, but excellent round from him. And just, I guess, showing us why you maybe don't need a defuse kit, when I initially thought that would definitely be an issue.
Yeah, I think when the bomb went down, it was a 3-on-4 stacked against Astralis, so it was looking really rough. But they managed to stave off any kind of T assault. Now Denis is the only player alongside loWel who has a pistol coming through into this one that's upgraded. Device with 2 of the easiest frags he'll probably get in this entire map. Hello. Zipex with the FAMAS, and Denis with the aforementioned Eagle's going to go to work. He is now the last player left, and he is not going to be alive for too much longer. Astralis have only lost the 1 player in the round. It's going to be Kjaerbye, 2-0. Yeah,
pretty easy already. Device up to 7 kills, no deaths in the second round. Looking very, 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 very dangerous right now, back in Device form. And this is the player that a lot of people regard as the best player in Denmark, and for good reason. In terms of utility, he's good at all roles, but here we have a fast up A-ramp, Strat, Spiidi to lead the charge.
Glaive is in prime position to strike though, and with that Molotov, it's actually isolated half the pack from the other. Spiidi's on sandwich by himself, only 20 health, and now Chris is trying to push his way through, and that's the reason the molly was thrown. chrisJ will burn to a crisp as he tries to help his teammates desperately. Now Spiidi and Denis have managed to get themselves through onto the site, but they're so low on health. And now it's all down to Denis in a 1-on-3. Does have the bomb, he's got a flash, but not a whole lot more going from him. Look at this trifecta that's closing in now for Astralis. It's a 3-pronged hit, and dupreeh will be the final player to chime in for round 3. Astralis with a comfortable 3-0 lead so far.
So I know that I have a love-hate relationship with the run-up A ramp strat, and the main problem is that what happens is if you come up A ramp and you don't get your kill immediately, and whoever you're trying to kill, whoever's on site, is behind cover, you're pretty much lost. So you need that entry right away on somebody crossing into the site. Otherwise, it's too easy for people to get into positions and then hold for rotates. And right now, Mousesports are on an eco. I could see why they wanted to do it. It was the third round, and it could be an opportunity where they saw that Astralis probably aren't going to molly A ramp and stuff like that because you think maybe they aren't going to buy. Why waste all our utility? But yeah, it's like such a 50-50, and if you don't get your kill immediately, everything just falls apart. That's what we saw. Another full buy coming out, and we've got full Molotovs this time around. Astralis are going to have incendiaries of their own. This is going to be one of the only heated. chrisJ's actually got a scoped weapon,
yeah,
an unconventional scope weapon.
Like, what are your thoughts on the SG?
Honestly, it's a great gun. It's excellent.
Oh, well, the first default, Denis will come back. He's currently on 6 kills. Only player on his team to really be showing anything, although it is, of course, early days. And I can't help but feel that starting on the CT side really helps Astralis and helps Glaive to kind of ease his way into this. There's less tactics required, of course, on the defense side of this map. So starting off with the 4-0 definitely going to alleviate a lot of the pressure.
You see how wise dupreeh was, just running up into BFs, noticing that player he killed was spotting the end of the halls, meaning there's no one ahead of him, and just pushing through immediately. So all this information gathered. Glaive even getting a little bit frisky. In halls, probably unnecessary at this point. We haven't seen the CJ. We haven't seen the CJ ring off quite yet. This is a really powerful. I mean, it's a one-shot headshot. It's got a scope, and it's even more accurate than the AK. It's just your movement speed's a little bit hindered, but that's about it.
Not going to even need the scope for that kill. Device goes down in connector. 45 seconds left. It's mainly going to be Glaive now that could very well shape this round nicely for Astralis, who has got the drop on chrisJ up in Palace. His position has not been checked just yet. Biding his time and waiting. Astralis have the bomb now under wraps. They know exactly where it's going down. Glaive will pick up that frag, leaving Spiidi in a 1-on-2. Gets the first kill, and the bomb is planted from, I believe.
Yeah, he has no way to defuse this, I don't think.
He's going to go for it, though. He's actually holding on to the diffuser right now, and Spiidi shooting the wrong place completely. Oh, he does get it with a second left.
Oh, my God. Oh, the headshot on the very last moment. I didn't even realize the bomb was planted in such a favorable spot. That was wise of chrisJ, but yeah, after that smoke going down, Spiidi thought he had a little bit of time to buy and didn't, and still, the one tap through the smoke. Beautiful stuff, not to just panic spray in that situation. You know, typically it's always better to try to tap, but the blood not always showing up for you. Sometimes you can shoot, the blood will show up for your teammates watching you on spectator, but you won't be able to see yourself, and that can be a little bit tricky, but good patience and a great 1v1. But it could be all for naught if they blow this round. Glaive getting the first kill, and Kjaerbye looking for an underpass push. Honestly, he died, but he did so much damage.
And spotted 2 players, so the call could come through that's going to be connector push. The terrorist, though, instead going to be smoking window and looking for a potential boost. It's going to be Denis getting boosted up as loWel is so close to death on 7 health. Zipex is going to go looking. Up on the ledge as well, gives him a little bit more of the higher ground to peer down in towards the under window. But Mousesports not going to be using their early frag. Really, they're sitting back passively. They're only down to 1 smoke and 1 flashbang. So I'm curious as how they're going to approach this onto the B side.
Somewhat interesting. We see, oh, chrisJ pushing in. He's got an entry at kind of a weird angle. Nice one tap. Looks at the pre-fire. Can't find the head of Zipex though. The flash is too much to neutralize him. And Zipex with spray control does a bit of damage, but Spiidi answered back with a couple of instant trades. Device, however, in a great rotator spot there to pick up that op kill with ease. Nice, well played from Astralis, and now Mousesports are in a precarious spot. They have to decide whether or not they want to full save, or if they want to just buy up here and double save. And it looks like they're going to hang on to whatever money they have, spend a little bit. Spiidi's going to buy a deagle for himself, and just go out for the eco.
Yeah, even though they knew that Astralis, they go for the run boost there. Kind of a bit limp at the end. Device isn't going to be landing that kill in the first time of asking, though. Has missed quite a few shots. And it's raining corpses. I think that was chrisJ's corpse just flies past him on window. That was a bit of a surreal moment.
That's a forehead.
And now Spiidi with his Deagle is going to try and maintain balance to this pretty crazy round. Astralis, though, will take a 6th. I'd love to see the replay of that. It's just like Device is chilling and suddenly corpse out of nowhere.
and you know, we saw him getting up on the cap boost, thought he was going to jump in the window, just ends up falling in front of it. That's great. Comical stuff. The buy here, Device is going to hang on to this op once again and again. He has been playing extremely well. That is an off-lay ramp smoke. That's definitely a mistake. It bounced off of the bricks across from Tetris, but allows Glaive to get this shot in. Sometimes can be abused. Guess depends who's faster.
That's where it hurts, though. It does allow them to get up on the Tetris boxes itself. Unfortunately for Mousesports, however, they've already hemorrhaged way too many casualties. And now chrisJ's Galil is going to have to go pretty big. So chrisJ already's picked up 3 of the assault rifles.
Gotta say, I don't know what's eliciting these A ramp pushes, but again, coming up dry, and maybe it's worked one too many times in their scrims, but it's just very easy to counter-nade. I mean, I guess especially if you anticipate it, but this is the exact same strat that fell flat on its face earlier on. But look at Glaive. He's got an axe to grind, I think, with his own performance from yesterday. Doing much better already. I think probably has more kills than he got on either map yesterday at this point.
I really do feel, though, that starting off on the CT side of Mirage is such more of a relaxing sort of situation for him as opposed to on the T side.
He probably doesn't have to do much hand-holding. Not to say that the players on Astralis need it, but just to do what he needs them to in these new setups that they might have. Obviously, they picked up.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, obviously, they picked him up because they're looking for a change. So.
Sure, well, it was a NiKo round coming into this one, so not really expecting too much. But dupreeh is going to wreck NiKo anyway. Denis with a Deagle again. chrisJ with a Glock and Spiidi with a P250. I'm curious when we're going to see that AWP come to fruition for chrisJ. It's been by and large assault rifle force buys when we've seen them coming in. dupreeh and Device will be picking off the stragglers, and now it's still on Spiidi with the bomb. And it's unlikely he'll get this plant because Device is already pushed down into ramp.
You know how this is a good team? You know how this team gets along? Because they all have A4s, you know? It's just a show of good faith. If you have all of your teammates are using the same, either the A4 or the A1, you guys know you'll go far. And it always helps when you have to drop your teammates if they're used to that gun as well. So the fact that philosophically you believe that this is the better one of the two, whichever one it may be, it's always nice to be on the same page.
Great minds think alike, I suppose.
I'm honestly a marriage counselor.
Just get launders in for a coach. We won't do any coaching, just make sure everyone gets along. Zipex with the incendiary up mid. That is going to force out Spiidi. You can see him burning down to 62. So he takes the left-hand side of mid. None of the Astralis members, though, have any interest in this. They're already 8-1 up, pretty much just staying tried and true formula so far that have been working for them incredibly well. Mousesports trying to take mid control. So far, I suppose they do have it with all these smokes down, but it's what they do with this next play that I think is going to suggest whether they take their second round or not.
Yeah, we can see that there's going to be some pressure on Zipex almost certainly. It's either connector or cat is a standard play for mid. Get connector or get ladder room, and there's a flash. Spiidi is going to get the headshot on Zipex. I don't think he expected somebody to just walk in at that angle. Completely caught. What? I don't know how that happened, but chrisJ ops NiKo. Oof.
I think it's the first time he's had the AWP as well, isn't it? And it's a pretty horrible TK. In the meanwhile, though, Spiidi is making a case for the MVP for Mousesports so far. He's already picked up one clutch, the one round that Mousesports got for themselves, and he's looking for another one. 3 kills in this round, 20 seconds left, going to be faking the bomb. Trying to draw out Glaive. He's having none of it just yet.
Oh no, I hate this plant. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's actually assuming that he's not going to come kitchen. That's cool. So he here right now has planted 4 kitchen, and the value in not exactly playing for what it's planted for is having the CT clear different angles. So maybe Glaive spots this bomb. Actually, he's coming on cat, so he's probably just going to end up taking contact before he gets this opportunity. But if Glaive spots the bomb, he might think, oh, he pushed into kitchen, and then Spiidi's just bought himself some more time. We see him looking, and is actually so aware. Wow. After that, just calls him out completely.
could it have been a case with the bomb so close to detonating that he had to roll the dice and just you know, go for broke there onto the bench's side?
I mean, yeah, I guess the way he saw it was, I've got maybe time for one more fake if I wanted to. Let's just clear this out, because if he's in kitchen, he has me kind of dead to rights. But if he's not, then I get away with this. And maybe Spiidi should have gone kitchen, but geez, I'm so surprised he was that aware to check Benz in that situation. I guess the way he saw it, it was kind of free. But really, really nice from Glaive.
Sure was. Mousesports 9-1 behind. They've had opportunities. Astralis certainly deserving the lead. NiKo going to be coming through ramp. Spiidi, the first player to fall, the last in the previous round. NiKo is going to get an entry. That's been a little bit quiet so far in this game. They need someone of his stature to stand tall, and stand tall he will. NiKo with a second kill. Kjaerbye dead on the staircase, forces Xyp9x out. Glaive is still in such a good position though, especially if his spray's on point. He's dropped the bomb out in the middle of nowhere. Glaive with a second one. chrisJ's not going to be looking to return the favor just yet, and in doing so, he will gift his life away. And that's all on that man, loWel. This would be a crazy clutch. Is he up to the task?
I'd like to see if these A-ramp, these kind of scrim out A-ramp strats would be any more effective if Glaive wasn't on the site, because he's gotten 2 kills every single rifle round without fail. Now he's found his way into Sandwich. loWel is going to try to make this a 1v1 if possible. CT man is spotted, and Glaive is right behind him. Wow, another kill. 3 kills, man. Glaive has been not extremely clutch, just amazing on this A site.
13 and 5. Glaive currently sits at. Device 17 and 5, dupreeh 12 and 4. And this is the hold just outside of Shadow. I mean, it's solid work, although a couple of Mouse players were fairly low in the process, but you can only kill what's ahead of you, and he will do just that. 10-1 now. Mousesports, I mean, they're all in all sorts of trouble here, London's best case now is 10-5. And remember, we're playing Mirage again after this, so if this T-half continues to be poor, Astralis could walk away with this.
You know, okay, now we're going to have a smoke setup, but this time it's smokes with Tech 9s. I wonder if this helped him get across the site any faster. Glaive is actually playing kind of in a retake spot where you don't want to die here, but they're 10-1, so I wouldn't be surprised if he got pretty aggressive.
The timing on that spray as well, just wrecking Spiidi, and before the smoke has a chance to really blossom, the kills are going the way of Astralis. Kjaerbye with 2 will be picked up courtesy of Denis' Tech 9. Again, it's another retake that firmly favors Astralis, so the Danes looking pretty to take the 11-1. Meanwhile, chrisJ on the good old flank through B. I suppose the idea here is if they could have got the bomb planted for short, it's like perfectly poised for chrisJ, but now that this entire team's dead, well, it's pretty much ripping pepperonis.
Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted to do. It's just kind of everything was on discount, right? Less smokes, no rifles, a scout instead of an op. And yeah, that would have worked out fairly well. But again, you know, that pre-fire onto A-ramp doing that bit of damage. The A-ramp, the CT smoke popping a little bit late, so Glaive could actually kill someone straight up before they ran up. And sometimes you don't want to go after your smokes have bloomed, coming up A-ramp late, because you're just going to get mollied out. So it's important to get out before while the mollies are either in the air or haven't landed yet. But I much prefer seeing Mousesports go for mid control. I think they are very good at staying coordinated. Sometimes they have some guffs in their rounds, but overall, like we saw them get cat control. They got, I think, the first kill. Spiidi getting the kill into ladder room previously, and they're getting control of it. So they've made some progress going for mid. I don't actually like how many times they've just gone straight up A. I feel like that should be more of a Hail Mary if you have good map control, because it's a big map, so it's very easy to control rotations if you get kills in your default. And there it is, 1 connector kill. That's a big one at 1 minute.
It's only loWel's 5th kill though, and you've currently got NiKo and Chris on 3. So the 3 players you're really looking at for Mousesports to pick this up and run away with it are all underperforming. It's really Spiidi and Denis who have 20 kills between the two of them that have been shining. NiKo's going to go down, Glaive for the 2nd kill. Oh my goodness, his A4
oh my God.
seems blessed. A 3rd kill. He's on for the ace. He's still on 100% of his HP as well, and both the remaining terrorists will be coming at him. He's going to potentially get burnt out a little bit. The flashbang was on point, but unfortunately Glaive will play no further part in this round, and it has gone down to a 2-on-2. So that kill could have been very important, instrumental for Mousesports picking up a 2nd. The positions, though, from the CTs, you've got to say, are solid. And, well, they're both going to chime in with the last 2 kills. This is turning into a bloodbath.
Beautiful stuff. And, I mean, he's clearly commanding... whoever's flashing for him was doing a great job. The flashes were coming out immediately. That first A-ramp flash, he got mollied out of triple to move to move to default. This is why he was here. And the flash in response helped him get this kill on NiKo, full blind. And then that spray, last bullet, headshot. And a third kill, of course, just to remain consistent in his A-ramp holds.
This kill did go down. It is somewhat of a mixed bag of weaponry, though, for Mousesports. 2 AKs with the Deagles next to it. Denis and loWel are going to get kills for themselves. Denis with the second one, but loWel will play no further part. He is eviscerated courtesy of Xyp9x. That device gets the P250 sidearm frag, and we'll trade out to the AK-47 to give him a bit more spray potential. chrisJ is going to be coming through with the Deagle, not expecting that position necessarily. And 13-1, I mean, what do we even say here for Mousesports? They're just getting battered.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is that if you don't want to go for mid control first, and top mid is given to them, so maybe they don't have to spend so much time roaming. They are getting that first kill a couple of times, like they got the connector kill, they got that cat kill, but if they end up at A, Glaive is going to multi-frag them. I mean, it just seems like there's no way to stop that. Potentially doing like a cat split out of spawn might be a decent option. Here we have 2 players ready at A ramp. The bomb is still top mid, and people are already moving up. Miko's got 2 kills though, and already neutralized the biggest threat in the game so far. Device, however,
that position with the smoke, you just don't expect it. And loWel is going to be cut down to size. NiKo's down to 23. It's one of the best opportunities that Mousesports have had, though, strangely enough, on their T half. A 3-on-3 with control over A by and large, but however, Connector is still very much in Device's hands. Bomb is going to be getting planted. Meanwhile, the CT's now coming through together. It's going to be from 2 separate angles. Both Connector and the CT side. Firebox has been put down. They realize, okay, no one's there anymore. Here comes Xyp9x with 2 kills from the CT side, and the third as well. The retake is real. Astralis with a 14-1 halftime scoreline. I thought this map would be close. I thought Mousesports would take it. How wrong it seems I was.
Yeah, I mean, what could you expect, really? Such a great performance from Astralis. Mouse tried to get some stuff going. I gotta say, I didn't like how many times they did the A ramp dry twice. It fell flat on his face both times. Glaive was doing an outstanding job at A though, separating and creating these individual fights. I mean, I wouldn't say the spacing was awful for Mousesports. It's really hard to take a 2-on-1 fight if someone's playing single blocks properly, right? They can just peek each side however they prefer. But man, what can you say? There's they got the opening kill a couple of times, lost at mid to follow, and here's the push.
Right into the terrorists though. You can see the Device is getting wrecked from behind from his teammates, but it's not going to matter. Because Kjaerbye and dupreeh, the first 2 players to open their accounts on the second half. chrisJ, that's interesting movement.
That was some like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater stuff.
chrisJ, oh, that's rough. Instantly dinked on his way up the staircase. He'll fall down them once again. Spiidi, 1-on-5. Good luck to you. He has a kit and 2 flashes, so I'm not sure if there's half a mind to back away. But I guess when you're 14-1 behind, is there any point? Probably
There's
not.
definitely not, yeah. I mean, and the thing is, Astralis are also going to chase, like, why not? Wow, just an absolute clinic right now from Astralis.
If anyone predicted this to be like a 16-1 scoreline, you have my respect, because that is a next level call.
No, you're a moron.
Damn, Londis, tell us what you really think.
Nobody could have. I don't think anyone would have predicted this. I mean, just based on yesterday and just how well Mousesports been playing recently. But yeah, like how is Glaive just a brand new person already? And maybe not brand new, but just back to himself, because he was not only leading the team as an IGL on Heroic, but then also the scoreboards typically a lot of the times too.
Ooh. These are the kind of positions where NiKo does shine. Ooh. 2 kills, nearly a third, but Denis will be able to finish off what he started. Astralis still in this round with dupreeh's avenging kill onto Denis, and Xyp9x from the back should be good for at least 1 kill with UMP. Onto Spiidi, loWel on 8 health. It may not end up happening. The Dream may very well be dead. He's going to peek out. Oh, does land the headshot. You had to make that count. One of Mousesports has already quit. They thought it was over. Bro, come on,
chrisJ, dude.
chrisJ with the emo rage.
chrisJ has one of the most wonderful smiles in all of esports. If you've seen him, he has like one of the most kind of, I don't know, just happy. He seems like one of those happiest guys. I've also seen him rage though. I've seen him slam his desk so hard at LAN.
How awkward is this? chrisJ comes back in, he's like, so loWel, about me rage quitting, mate. I'm sorry. I definitely misclicked.
Where's the faith, bro? That's hilarious.
Like, bro, come on, I had this.
That is great. I mean, it was an unlikely situation. 7 HP versus kind of a gun and a lot of health on Astralis, plus this 15-1 scoreline. And I mean, they're actually saving right here, so this might prolong the game a little bit. Prolong fate, I suppose.
I think, you know, all joking aside though, that does give you a little bit of insight as to how Mousesports are feeling for him quitting that fast.
Yeah,
definitely. When the round was still being played. One fun trade, Kjaerbye does answer back onto NiKo, but it looks like Mousesports will take a firm grasp of this round at least and try and make this more of a respectable scoreline.
Oh, that's actually going to be a kill. Oh my god. Oh no, my
Jesus. I mean, Smiths is watching that play and he's like, ooh la la. Because that was close to being quite the whiff. Mousesports have picked up a third round though. Man, if he missed that frag, then, I mean, just watch this. I thought he was going for the knife originally when he just paused for a second and then...
That's wonderful.
Full-blown whiff.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go for the knife as well. Again, another save. Actually, the last round was a fort. I mean, they did buy up because they're playing with very little to lose at this point on each round.
So
rock out with their blocks out.
I wonder what Mousesports mentality will be going through into that second Mirage. I mean, you've got to assume that it's not going to be this one-sided, that some things have to change. Maybe, obviously I'm just talking over because it is almost a full-on eco, but you assume that maybe on the T-half there'll be less of this ramp-centric tactical play.
Yeah, that was no good, I feel like. The mid-control was going pretty well for them. They were getting the kill. They just weren't converting the round. Maybe they were going to A too many times, and they were just having such a hard time with Glaive, who, I mean, he was making it look easy, but he's getting like 3 kills every round, which is crazy. So, I mean, I guess if they just hit shots, then Glaive doesn't look like such an amazing player, because they were one-on-ones, but he just won each one of them, right? And it wasn't even like always instant kills. He was just hitting the first bullet at some point, and then finishing it off and putting himself in a good spot afterwards. But yeah, maybe more fast B splits, maybe mid control for a second with 3 people up in B. They don't even need to spend. They don't even need to have 3 people going mid if Astralis aren't even jumping out and pushing them. It's just not necessary. So maybe just someone throwing a top mid smoke, having the flash, cross the boxes, hang out for a second, and then get a smoke in a window, a smoke top connector, and just a fast up cat if possible.
We shall have to see how much things change between the end of this map and the next one. Of course, we're talking like this map's pretty much over. There is a chance that Mousesports can start to drag their way back slowly but surely, but I'm not going to begin to believe until we hit like 10 rounds, I'd say, for Mousesports.
Yeah, you know, as spectators, they kind of have to prove that to us at this point.
Yeah, they certainly do have to win us over. And NiKo's doing no favors to the rest of Mousesports, getting picked off first. The hands of a very capable device. And I think this is something we didn't really see a great deal from Mousesports. Look at how split up Astralis are right now. They still have the bomb in transition, they have options at their disposal, but they have lost Glaive in ramp, which could slow this push down somewhat.
Are they going to go for the boost? They are, and Kjærbye might just get off of it. Oh no, it's actually Spiidi looks away for a moment, has to readjust his aim and get shot in the face for it. Denis now at sandwich in a tough spot versus a split. Could be in a good spot if they don't clear it, and it looks like they might not have the mind to do it. Oh my gosh, after readjusting for a ramp, getting punished right away, but chrisJ, 2 kills in the round, has moved in for the retake.
All right, chrisJ, you've been on form recently with that AWP. Can you make it work in this 1-on-3? First shot's going to miss, and he will be put down. Astralis will lay Mousesports to rest. And, well, there's not a great deal to say about that, Londers. It was as one-sided as 16-4 suggests. And
this is another game where it's, you know, it feels like Glaive took the brunt of the work, and at A, he definitely did on those on the rifle rounds, 3 kills a round. I want to say, just from memory, he did that 4 times, which is an unreal. And he finishes with 18 kills, but Device 25, actually. So again, another low-key hero in the server. But Mousesports' problems maybe deeper than just focusing on trying to take A here. I'm not sure. I think they just need to try new things, even variations of their A takes, like maybe sending more people Palace or more attention to B, or less focus on late round mid.
Oh, we'll have to figure out if the second time, take 2 on Mirage is going to yield better for Mousesports. But we're going to cut to a quick break beforehand, guys, so stay tuned. We'll be right back just after these short messages.